What's going on YouTube? It's your host Bruce GNT, and we are here to go over two videos today, both on TikTok, where I've been noticing a trend. I'm noticing a trend of women pretty much jumping online saying that they have great men, they're in great marriages, and they're unhappy. I actually did a video not too long ago on that same subject where it's like, okay, what's going on? Because I'm seeing this, and I don't think people realize that this is not a good thing, because it says two things, right? It says, well, technically three. It says that women's judgment, discernment, and ability to make sound decisions are a bit fucked. The men are just trash. Like, all the men are trash. And that's not true. Or three, both sides, men and women, are really just effing up and don't know how to date or be around each other. Or at the very least, be in healthy relationships. There has to be more than this. It can't just be women don't want to be with man because he's good and yet you're not happy. It can't just be that. It has to be something more. So enough of me yapping. Let's jump into these videos.
All right, I might have to take my own advice because right now I am so frustrated by the fact that like I can't see anything more with this guy I'm seeing. And he's a great guy. He's a great guy on paper, great guy in person. And I just don't understand why I don't see more with him. Like, what made me want to see more with my exes? You know, like, it's so, I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but it's so frustrating. Like, he's a great guy. He's like such a good guy, and it's like and then I don't see more with him. It's like, why? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what is wrong with me.
So I'm not gonna be like everyone else and just be like, oh, women stupid. I'm not gonna do that shit, because legitimately I think this is a real issue. Her issue being is that I think she's just young, and what happens is that when you have all these options, because I did a little bit of research, all right? I cheated a little bit. She's in Miami, right? And she's a fairly attractive woman. I'm not gonna lie. Like her teeth, like her smile, face looks nice, and I think the body look alright. I think what's going on is that her mind is kind of going, this is a great guy, but because of like how young she is and just the fact that she get all this attention from many different men of many different types. Cause I've seen some of her videos, even the videos where she's just saying dumb shit, men are just simping. It's fucking, it's wild. She can't wrap her head around it because there's all these other things going on around her that is distracting her from actually seeing the things that actually matter. And I'm gonna take what she's saying at face value. She's saying the guy is like a good guy. You know, he's the right guy. He's a good guy. And yet and still she can't go back to that. When you're not used to being in something healthy, or at least being in something that's not at the very least toxic, you're not gonna run to that because that's not familiar. That's not comfortable. You know, you find comfortability in chaos. You find comfortability in the unknown, the daring, the what would be perceived as fun. So when there's a nice guy, a good guy in front of you, you're like, okay, I don't know what this is. This feels weird. I'm not used to this. I don't know if I can see anything more with him. And I don't blame people like that, because there's just a whole lot of going on up here that's just really messing them up. And that's what happens when you entertain people that you had no business entertaining. Trust me, I know. But yeah, that's the only thing I can say in this case. In this case. Not this next one that we got coming up. That one's a doozy. That was mind blown. At least she's young, seemingly. And, you know, there's a saying, young, dumb, and full of cum. And I ain't gonna speak on her, what she do in her free time, but seemingly it might be true. So with this video, a bit different. Obviously, this woman's in distress because she's crying, and I watched a little bit of it. She's married, and her name is Diary of a Happy Black Woman.
It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day. Every day you gotta deal with somebody. Is marriage even worth it? It's not. It's not. At some point, you're gonna realize that it's always best to just be alone. Because I've been married for about 7 years, and I don't even know if this is worth it. Like, and not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. Like, I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just, like, not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, and I have a good man. I do, and that's not the point. The point is, it's like, you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose your sense of peace. And this could be even to a good man. Like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it.
So, off the back, right? Like I said, I don't like to come into these judging people, talking shit about people, because that's not what I'm about. Well, I do talk shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, not about them personally. I don't do stuff like that, right? This is what is really confusing to me. I'm seeing a lot of these videos, right? And a lot of women in the comments talking about women are finally speaking up about this, you know, and they're no longer pretending. That's fine and all in the circumstance of these women that were in loveless, sexless, non-communicative marriages that just were terrible for them, you know? Because they like to make it seem like the women of old, right? The women in the past just lived in marriages that sucked and they just stayed in it because that was all they had to do. Like that was the only option. That's not what's going on in this case. And that's not what's going on in the few cases that I looked at or I have been seeing when it comes to these videos. What we're hearing is something totally different. These women are outwardly admitting that there is nothing wrong with the marriage. The guy is good and or perfect. That's different than what people talk about when they say back then, you know, our grandmothers were repressed. They were like slaves to their husband. That's different. These are women that are admitting that they're happy, that they have relatively nothing to complain about, and yet they're still unhappy. They still have this feeling of, I don't feel complete. I'm losing a part of myself. And it's like, what can be done? I'll tell you, get some professional help. Get some counseling. Because if it's not the marriage, right? Because you say the marriage is good. It's not the husband. It's something with you. Because if external factors are not affecting your mental and your relationship, then you have to look inside yourself and go, okay, what is it that's going on? Because that's not normal. You know, it's one thing to go through certain things and everything like that. You have a terrible time, fine. But it is not normal to have things going well in your life so far in this video that we've seen so far, and then you're still unhappy talking about, I don't think it's worth it. Maybe you need to be by yourself, because she speaks about, you know, losing parts of herself. She doesn't want to keep thinking about someone else and everything like that, or someone else is always there. Then you need to be by yourself then. You're not someone that really can function in a relationship. I think there are people out there like that just, they don't need to be with anybody because they don't want to give up, you know, themselves. Being in a marriage and being part of a partnership, a unionship, which is a marriage, is understanding that you have to give up parts of yourself and understanding that it's no longer about you. It's about the two of you together working to build something beautiful, hopefully. That's the whole point. And if you can't give that up or give up parts of yourself and or compromise, then you need to be by yourself, or at the very least not in a marriage, much less a marriage with a good man.
Like, I've always had a dream of like getting out of my hometown, like city, and moving on, like moving forward. Like life is supposed to be experience. Like, we're supposed to be doing new things and traveling and all that. And I do all of that. But at some point, like, I don't know if I want to continue doing this every single day of my life. Like, always checking in with someone, always having to consider their feelings, it's always somebody else. You're never alone. Like, you never have a moment to yourself. You never can do that. And I don't know, like, and there's gonna be some bitches out there that say, like, oh no, you should not. No, like, be fucking weird and not.
Yet again, there's something that needs to be checked out with you. I've looked at some of her other videos, and it seems like she has, you know how you come across those people that have this way of thinking about the world and things around them? Like, they think that people are just these evil beings that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? She comes off as one of those types of people where it's like, you hear them talk about how they view life and how they view things around them, and you're just like, oh, you're one of those. You have no reason, from what you explained, because you're living the dream. You got out your hometown, you're traveling and having fun, and you're upset because you had to check in with someone. That's part of being married. You're accountable for someone else. That's what that is. It's no longer about you. It's about everyone. It's about your husband or your wife, whoever you're married to. That's what it's about. You know, much less you had kids. And I guess that's why it says young and childless right there, because, and I'm not trying to say this about her personally. I'm just saying what it appears to me. You're selfish. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But stay your selfish ass by yourself. Keep it in a buck. Because That's what it means to be married, and you're kind of just like, I don't really want all this. So what did marriage look like to you? What was marriage to you? What was your opinion of it? Also, we can't forget, for married couples, and I've talked to many different married couples, friends, family, and everything in between, that 5 to 7 years right there, that's where it gets tough. That's like one of the first major hurdles that a lot of married couples suffer with. Because a lot of them, I don't know what it is, that's like when you're fully like cemented in it within those first 5 to 7 years. And a lot of people don't make it past that. So maybe that's what this is. Maybe she's feeling all that, and you know, I don't know. Because if not that, then you're just someone that self-sabotages. I've seen that as well. Terrible thing. Get some help.
A real-ass couple. But I really want girls to know, like, even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is. Even if you found the most perfect man, it's not worth it. It's not.
Women, look me in the face when I say this. Stop giving each other advice. It is dog shit advice. Not all of you and not all the time, but a good portion of you give dog shit advice. Stop doing it. Because you're sitting up here because of whatever you got going on up here, and you're telling women, even if the guy's perfect is not a real thing, it's a concept. But even if the guy's perfect, you're telling them it's not worth it to be by themselves. Boo boo, that's you. You don't think it's worth it. Whatever's going on with you. Don't tell these young impressionable women it's not worth it even if the guy's perfect or perceived perfect or good or whatnot. Like if he's genuinely a good person and y'all lock in together, you're saying that's not worth it. So what the fuck? What is worth it then? And like I said in my previous video before related to this subject, men see this, whether they're in the relationship with this woman or not, and they're going, okay, I can do everything right and it's still not enough. So what is it that some of you want? What?
It's always gonna be best to just like be alone. And maybe that's why so many men tell older women they're gonna die alone and be so sad. I'm sad with a great man. Like, maybe it's just like not my personality. And like, I know girls are out there that like dying for like a relationship like mine. Like he takes care of me, but like, I'm sorry, I can't even really barely deal with myself and my own emotions. Imagine somebody that you know for such a short amount of time, because you're never gonna know that man like you think you do, and that's just not in a negative way. Like, I just don't think marriage is for me, and I'm tired of it, and I don't know what else to do, because this is like imagine living a fairy tale and it's nothing like you imagined it. You're living your literal fairy tale and it's not what you want. It's not what you want. Even if you think that you want it, even if it's exactly what you dreamed of, it's still just, I don't know.
Like I said, you should probably seek some professional help, because she said it right here. She can't even deal with her own emotions, much less someone else's. You should be by yourself or get some type of, I keep saying it over and over again, I'm not one to push medication on people or things, but you should probably do something along the lines of that, because you reiterate time and time again that you live in the fairy tale, that everything's perfect, and yet you're still like, I don't want this. So what do you want? You know, like if you can't, and maybe she's in therapy and I just don't know, right? I'm not deep diving, I'm not going that far deep, I'm not. And I know she's not trying to discourage marriage or convince people to leave their relationships, even though it's kind of something she was a little bit. I know that's not the objective of this video for her. And I feel sorry for these men. Well, no, I don't. Not really. I don't feel sorry for the men in these relationships, because just like how the women should use discernment and vet the men that they want to be with, you should use discernment and vet the women that you want to be with. Simple as that. Cause I'm tell you what, you probably could have picked out that she was a little, you know, unhinged is the best word I can think of. Yeah, she should probably be single. And people that feel like this or people that have that opinion and whatnot, yeah, you probably should be single. Don't go out here and waste people's time. It's like, really sit down with yourself and figure out if this is what you want. If you want to build something with someone. Because if not, then what's the point? Go over there, do your own thing and be accountable for only you. And then I think you'll be happy. But don't do this shit. Well, guys, you already know the drill. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Comment down below. Tell me, do you sympathize with her? Do you understand what she's talking about? Because I'm trying to. Even though I might come off as judgmental a little bit, I do want to understand what is going on. Because this is not the first, second, third, or fourth video I've seen like this. There are a lot of them out there where women are just sitting down going, I have a great guy and I'm still miserable. You know, I'm a big advocate for mental health and getting your shit figured out, because this sounds like a problem. That's like if I had my perfect woman. She did recently get married, you know, Haley Steinfeld and or Megan Good. And everything was going well in my life, and I still was like, oh, I'm miserable. I don't like this. Something is going on, you know, something up here. External factors are not playing a part, so it has to be something going on in my body. Something. But yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.